The 1950s were a time of post-war prosperity for many, but not everyone could afford the luxury of well-engineered cars with powerful, reliable engines. For those with limited means, the options were often limited to vehicles with engines that were underpowered, inefficient, or prone to frequent mechanical issues. These disgusting engines offered little in the way of performance or reliability, making life difficult for their owners. This chapter looks at 10 of the worst engines in American cars from the 1950s, highlighting the challenges faced by low-income buyers who had no choice but to make do with these problematic power plants.
Dear viewer, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for your support.
Number 10. 1950 Chevrolet Styline. Known for its stylish design and affordability, the Styline is often remembered fondly by enthusiasts. However, behind its attractive exterior lies a less flattering reality, most notably the challenges presented by its engine, the 2.16 inline-six, also referred to as the Blue Flame. This lecture will cover the engine's performance issues, reliability concerns, and overall impact on the driving experience. The Styline was part of Chevrolet's post-war lineup, featuring a sleek, curvy design that appealed to many buyers. It was marketed as a family-friendly vehicle with ample space and comfort. It was affordable, making it accessible to a broad audience, including families and young professionals. The 2.16 engine was an inline-six, producing approximately 90 horsepower. While this was reasonable for its time, it soon became evident that it was underpowered compared to competitors. The Blue Flame name came from its distinctive blue paint and was marketed as a high-performance engine, although the reality often told a different story. One of the most significant criticisms of the 2.16 engine was its lack of power. With only 90 horsepower, the engine struggled to deliver adequate acceleration. This made everyday driving situations, like merging onto highways or passing slower vehicles, frustratingly slow. The engine's limited torque made it less responsive, particularly when loaded with passengers or cargo. As a result, drivers often felt a lack of control, especially in challenging driving conditions. The Blue Flame engine was notorious for its oil leaks. This issue stemmed from poorly sealed gaskets and components, which led to messy engine bays and the constant need for maintenance. Vulnerability to overheating. Due to its design flaws, the engine was prone to overheating, particularly during long drives or in warm weather. Overheating could lead to more severe problems, including engine failure if not addressed promptly. Owners often had to monitor oil levels closely, adding to the vehicle's maintenance burden. Regular checks and frequent oil changes became essential to keep the engine running and avoid serious damage. The overall driving experience in a Styline equipped with the 2.16 engine was often disappointing. Many drivers reported that the car felt sluggish and unresponsive, making it challenging to drive, especially at moderate speeds. The combination of underperformance and reliability issues also impacted fuel efficiency. The engine's struggles often led to poorer mileage, making the Styline less economical for daily use. In conclusion, while the 1950 Chevrolet Styline is often celebrated for its design and place in automotive history, the 216 inline-six Blue Flame engine presents a cautionary tale of how engineering shortcomings can overshadow aesthetic appeal. Its sluggish performance, frequent oil leaks, and reliability issues made it a challenging vehicle for many drivers. This case highlights the importance of not only design, but also the engineering behind the machines we cherish. As we reflect on the Styline and its engine, we are reminded of the intricate balance between form and function in the world of automobiles. Number 9. 1953 Plymouth Cambridge. 1953 Plymouth Cambridge, a vehicle that exemplified the post-war American automotive landscape. With its distinctive design and a reputation for affordability, the Cambridge aimed to appeal to a wide range of buyers. However, beneath its classic exterior lay significant engineering challenges, particularly related to its engine, the 217 Flathead 6. The Plymouth Cambridge was part of Plymouth's lineup during the early 1950s, designed to compete with other mid-range sedans in a crowded market. Its affordability and spacious interior made it attractive to families and budget-conscious consumers. Characterized by its clean lines and modest chrome detailing, The Cambridge embodied the styling trends of the early 1950s. It had a spacious interior, comfortable seating, and a trunk that offered ample storage for families on the go. The 217 Flathead 6 engine produced about 103 horsepower, a respectable figure for its time. However, its flathead design limited its potential for performance and efficiency compared to overhead valve engines emerging in the industry. The flathead configuration, while simple and easy to manufacture, often resulted in less efficient airflow and combustion. This design choice contributed to both performance limitations and maintenance challenges. Despite its respectable horsepower rating, the 217 engine was often criticized for sluggish acceleration. The flathead design, combined with the car's weight, meant that drivers often experienced delays in throttle response, especially during acceleration from a stop. The engine offered adequate torque for daily driving, but it lacked the robust power needed for highway merging or passing maneuvers, leading to frustration for drivers seeking a more spirited driving experience. The flathead engine's design made it susceptible to overheating, particularly during prolonged use or in hot weather. Drivers often found themselves monitoring engine temperatures closely, which could lead to anxiety on longer trips. The simplicity of the flathead engine did contribute to ease of maintenance. However, it was prone to issues like valve wear and head gasket failures. These problems required regular attention and repairs, affecting overall reliability. The fuel efficiency of the 217 engine was often mediocre, contributing to higher operating costs over time. With the rise of fuel prices in the following decades, this became a significant concern for owners. Many drivers reported that the Cambridge felt solid and stable on the road, offering a comfortable ride for everyday commuting. However, the engine's performance limitations often detracted from the overall driving experience. Despite its performance issues, the Cambridge was equipped with features like spacious seating and a smooth ride, making it suitable for families. It served as a reliable choice for those looking for a practical vehicle. In summary, the 1953 Plymouth Cambridge, with its 217 Flathead 6 engine, represents an important chapter in the evolution of American automobiles. While it offered a stylish and affordable option for consumers, the limitations of the flathead design, specifically its sluggish performance, cooling issues, and maintenance needs, significantly impacted the driving experience. As we consider the Cambridge, we are reminded of the delicate balance between style and engineering efficiency in the automotive world. Number 8, 1952 Hudson Pacemaker. The 1952 Hudson Pacemaker, a model that captured a unique moment in American automotive history. While Hudson had established itself as a respected manufacturer known for its innovation and style, the Pacemaker faced significant challenges, especially with its engine, the 232 inline-six. The Hudson Pacemaker was introduced as a mid-range option within Hudson's lineup, aimed at attracting budget-conscious consumers who desired style without sacrificing quality. The car was positioned to compete against rivals like the Chevrolet Bel Air and Ford Custom Line. The Pacemaker was notable for its distinctive styling, characterized by a long hood, sleek body lines, and an elegant interior. Its design embraced the post-war aesthetic of the early 1950s, featuring spacious seating and a focus on comfort. The 232 inline-six engine produced approximately 115 horsepower. While this output may seem adequate on paper, it was not sufficient given the Pacemaker's size and weight. The engine's inline-six configuration was a traditional choice for the time, but it struggled with power delivery, particularly when faced with the demands of a heavier vehicle. The design did not leverage modern efficiencies that could enhance performance and responsiveness. Owners of the 1952 Hudson Pacemaker frequently reported sluggish acceleration. The 232 engine's power output was not enough to provide a spirited driving experience, resulting in slow starts from a stop and difficulty gaining speed on highways. The performance deficiencies became particularly apparent when climbing hills or carrying heavier loads. The engine often struggled, leading to frustrating experiences for drivers who found themselves laboring up inclines or trying to merge onto busy roads. This was exacerbated by the engine's tendency to stall under these conditions, a problem that could catch drivers off guard. Frequent stalling was one of the significant drawbacks of the 232 inline-six. This issue was particularly pronounced during stop-and-go traffic or when the engine was under strain, leading to a lack of confidence in the vehicle's reliability. While Hudson had a reputation for solid engineering, the 232 engine's performance issues often necessitated regular maintenance and adjustments to ensure reliability. This could deter potential buyers who sought a vehicle with lower upkeep costs. Despite its performance shortcomings, the engine did not deliver exceptional fuel economy either, contributing to higher operating costs over time, especially in a period when consumers were becoming increasingly cost-conscious. While the Hudson Pacemaker offered a comfortable ride with spacious interiors and a smooth suspension system, the underwhelming engine performance detracted from the overall driving experience. Many drivers found themselves wishing for a more powerful engine to complement the car's capabilities. The interior of the Pacemaker featured quality materials and a well-thought-out layout, providing comfort for passengers. However, the joy of riding was often marred by the engine's inability to deliver the performance expected from such a stylish vehicle. In conclusion, the 1952 Hudson Pacemaker, paired with its 2.32 inline-six engine, represents both the strengths and weaknesses of Hudson's engineering during this era. While the car boasted an attractive design and comfortable interior, the limitations of the 232 engine, particularly its underpowered nature, sluggish acceleration, and reliability issues, significantly impacted the driving experience. The Pacemaker serves as a reminder of the critical relationship between engine performance and overall vehicle design, highlighting how even the most stylish cars can falter if their powertrains do not meet the demands of drivers. Number 7, 1957, Ford Custom 300. 1957 Ford Custom 300, a model that played a significant role in the American automotive landscape during the late 1950s. While the Custom 300 was designed to be a practical, family-friendly vehicle, it faced considerable challenges, primarily stemming from its engine, the 144 inline-six. We will discuss the key features of the Custom 300, the performance characteristics of the 144 engine, and the implications of these factors on the vehicle's overall usability. The Ford Custom 300 was positioned as an affordable full-size car aimed at families and everyday drivers. It was part of Ford's effort to provide reliable transportation that combined comfort with practicality. The Custom 300 boasted a distinctive late 1950s design, featuring clean lines, a spacious interior, and an array of options for buyers. With its two-door or four-door configurations, the Custom 300 catered to various consumer needs, making it a versatile choice in Ford's lineup. The 144 inline-six engine produced approximately 85 horsepower, a modest output for a full-size vehicle. While this engine was designed to be economical, it struggled to provide the performance expected from a car of its size. The inline-six configuration is known for its simplicity and reliability. However, the 144 engine lacked the advancements and power enhancements that competitors were introducing during this era. As a result, the engine was often perceived as an entry-level option that fell short of consumer expectations. One of the most significant drawbacks of the 144 engine was its poor acceleration. Drivers often found that the engine struggled to deliver the necessary power for brisk takeoffs, making merging onto highways or navigating busy intersections a challenge. The engine's lack of torque became especially problematic when driving on inclines or when carrying heavier loads. The Custom 300 was not designed for heavy-duty use, but drivers still expected adequate performance in daily driving scenarios. The 144 engine's limitations frequently led to frustration in such situations. Another notable problem with the 144 engine was its tendency to overheat, particularly when pushed hard. This overheating was often a consequence of the engine being unable to handle extended periods of strain, leading to concerns about reliability and long-term durability. While Ford engines were generally known for their durability, the 144 inline-six required more frequent attention to ensure it was running smoothly. Issues related to overheating and underperformance meant that owners often found themselves in need of repairs or adjustments. Although the 144 engine was designed with fuel economy in mind, its performance shortcomings negated many of the benefits. Owners who were hoping to save on gas costs often found themselves dealing with the frustrations of an underwhelming driving experience, which could lead to additional fuel consumption due to the need for more throttle input. The Ford Custom 300 offered a comfortable ride with a spacious interior that was well suited for families. However, the driving experience was often marred by the engine's limitations, making the car feel sluggish and unresponsive during routine driving. The Custom 300 included various options and features aimed at enhancing comfort and convenience, such as spacious seating and a well-laid-out dashboard. Unfortunately, the enjoyment of these features was frequently overshadowed by the frustration of dealing with an underpowered engine. In conclusion, the 1957 Ford Custom 300, equipped with the 144 inline-six engine, exemplifies the challenges faced by many manufacturers during the transitional period of the late 1950s. While the Custom 300 was designed as a practical and affordable family car with attractive styling and features, the limitations of the 144 engine, particularly its underpowered nature, poor acceleration, and overheating issues, significantly impacted the driving experience. This model serves as a valuable lesson in understanding how critical engine performance is to the overall usability and enjoyment of a vehicle. As we look back at the history of American automobiles, the Custom 300 reminds us of the importance of balancing performance, reliability, and consumer expectations. Number 6, 1955 Chevrolet 150. 1955 Chevrolet 150, a model that marked a significant chapter in Chevrolet's automotive history. While the Chevrolet 150 was known for its straightforward design and practical utility, it faced notable challenges, primarily due to its engine. The 235 inline-six, an in-depth look at the 235 engine and the performance implications that shaped the ownership experience. The Chevrolet 150 was positioned as an entry-level model within Chevrolet's lineup, appealing to families and budget-conscious consumers. The 1955 model year was particularly important for Chevrolet, introducing a fresh design that included a more streamlined body and modern styling cues. The 150 featured a no-frills interior, prioritizing functionality over luxury. Available in two-door and four-door configurations, it catered to a variety of practical needs. While it lacked some of the more extravagant features found in higher trims, the 150's simplicity was a selling point for many buyers looking for reliable transportation. The 235 inline-six engine was a staple of Chevrolet's offerings in the mid-1950s, boasting a reputation for reliability and longevity. Producing around 123 horsepower, it was designed to provide adequate power for everyday driving. The 235 engine featured a simple overhead valve design, which was praised for its durability. While this engine was known for its robustness, it lacked the power necessary to deliver an engaging driving experience, especially in a full-size vehicle like the Chevrolet 150. Owners often reported that the engine was painfully slow, making acceleration from a stop frustrating, particularly in traffic or when merging onto highways. The lack of power made the driving experience less enjoyable and often required drivers to plan their movements carefully. The 235 engine was adequate for basic commuting and daily driving but struggled when faced with more demanding situations. Whether it was carrying extra passengers or cargo or attempting to climb hills, the engine often fell short, leading to dissatisfaction among owners who had higher expectations. Although the 235 inline-six was designed to be reliable, it was also criticized for its inefficient fuel consumption. Owners found that despite the engine's perceived reliability, they were not getting the most economical performance, leading to frustration and added costs at the pump. While the engine was known for its reliability, this attribute alone was not enough to compensate for its lackluster performance. Owners appreciated that the engine could run for long periods with minimal issues, but they often lamented the trade-off of having to endure a sluggish driving experience. Feedback from owners consistently highlighted the disparity between reliability and performance. Many found themselves longing for a more powerful engine, one that could provide the spirited driving experience they sought in a car. The Chevrolet 150 offered a comfortable ride, but the experience was often diminished by the slow response of the 235 engine. Highway merging and navigating busy city streets became more of a chore than a pleasure, detracting from the overall appeal of the vehicle. The interior of the 150 was spacious and functional, with straightforward controls and ample seating. While this was appealing for families and daily commuters, the performance issues associated with the engine made it hard for many drivers to fully appreciate these comforts. In conclusion, the 1955 Chevrolet 150, powered by the 235 inline-six engine, presents a fascinating case study in automotive design and consumer expectations. While the Chevrolet 150 was designed to be a practical and reliable choice for everyday drivers, the limitations of the 235 engine, particularly its sluggish acceleration, inefficiency, and lack of power, often overshadowed its strengths. This model serves as a reminder of the importance of balancing reliability with performance in automotive design. While reliability is a critical factor for consumers, the overall driving experience is equally important. Number 5, 1958 Studabaker Scotsman. 1958 Studabaker Scotsman, a model that epitomized the struggles of automakers during the late 1950s. Designed as an economical option for budget-conscious consumers, the Scotsman came equipped with the 1850 inline-six engine. While it aimed to provide a practical solution for everyday transportation, it unfortunately fell short in various performance and reliability aspects. This lecture will cover the characteristics of the Scotsman, an in-depth analysis of the 1850 engine, and the overall implications for owners. The Studabaker Scotsman was introduced as a no-frills, budget-friendly vehicle during a time when American automakers were competing fiercely for market share. The Scotsman targeted families and individuals seeking reliable transportation without the high price tag typically associated with new cars. Visually, the Scotsman maintained the classic Studabaker styling cues, featuring a straightforward design that favored functionality over luxury. It was available in a range of body styles, including sedans and station wagons, but it was stripped of many optional features to keep costs low. The 185 inline-six engine was designed to provide basic power for the Scotsman. Producing around 101 horsepower, it was intended to be a dependable power source for an entry-level vehicle. However, its performance fell short of expectations for a car in this class. The engine's design included an overhead valve OHV configuration, which was a common choice during this period. Despite its simplicity, the 185 engine was plagued by several performance issues, which became increasingly evident in everyday driving conditions. One of the most significant drawbacks of the 185 inline-six was its lack of power. Owners frequently reported that the engine struggled to provide sufficient acceleration, particularly when loaded with passengers or cargo. Additionally, the engine produced a noticeable amount of noise, contributing to an unpleasant driving experience. The Scotsman's engine was known for its rough-running characteristics. Drivers often described the engine's operation as choppy and unrefined, detracting from the overall comfort of the vehicle. This roughness was particularly evident during acceleration and when driving on uneven surfaces. A critical concern with the 1850 inline-six was its propensity to overheat. This issue was compounded by the engine's underpowered nature, as it had to work harder to meet the demands of daily driving. Overheating not only affected performance, but also led to long-term reliability concerns for owners. Owners also reported issues with oil pressure, which contributed to the engine's overall reliability problems. Inconsistent oil pressure can lead to increased wear on engine components, further exacerbating mechanical issues and potentially leading to costly repairs. The combination of noise, overheating, and poor oil pressure created an environment where mechanical issues were commonplace. Drivers often found themselves dealing with frequent trips to the mechanic, leading to frustration and dissatisfaction with their purchase. While the Scotsman offered a spacious interior and a practical design, the driving experience was significantly hampered by the shortcomings of the 1850 inline-six engine. The lack of power and the noisy, rough operation made daily driving feel laborious, especially on inclines or during highway travel. Despite its design as a budget car, the interior of the Scotsman provided adequate space for passengers. However, the overall driving experience was marred by the mechanical deficiencies of the engine, overshadowing the positives of its design. The 1958 Scotsman was part of Studabaker's efforts to remain competitive during a tumultuous time in the automotive industry. Unfortunately, the shortcomings of the Scotsman highlighted the challenges the company faced in delivering an affordable yet reliable vehicle. Feedback from owners was mixed, with many expressing disappointment in the Scotsman's performance. The combination of a noisy, underpowered engine and frequent mechanical issues ultimately diminished its appeal in the marketplace. In conclusion, the 1958 Studabaker Scotsman, equipped with the 1.85 inline-six engine, serves as a poignant example of the difficulties faced by budget-oriented vehicles during the late 1950s. While it was designed to meet the needs of cost-conscious consumers, the engine's lack of power, rough-running characteristics, and mechanical issues ultimately overshadowed its practical design and spacious interior. The Scotsman's experience underscores the importance of balancing cost, reliability, and performance in automotive design. Number 4. 1956 Dodge Coronet. 1956 Dodge Coronet, a classic vehicle that reflects both the innovations and shortcomings of mid-20th century American automotive design. At the heart of this model was the 230 flathead 6 engine. Despite its presence in a well-regarded lineup, the engine faced significant challenges that impacted the Coronet's overall performance and reliability. The Dodge Coronet was positioned as a full-size car that aimed to blend performance, comfort, and style. By the mid-1950s, Dodge sought to compete with other major manufacturers, and the Coronet was integral to that strategy. It boasted a streamlined design, attractive chrome accents, and a spacious interior that catered to family-oriented buyers. The 1956 model was equipped with various features that reflected the era's emphasis on comfort and style, including plush upholstery and options for power windows and air conditioning. However, beneath its appealing exterior lay performance challenges that would define its legacy. The 230 Flathead 6 was a 230 cubic inch engine that used an older flathead design, which had been widely used in earlier decades. While this engine configuration was simple and reliable in its prime, it was increasingly seen as outdated by the mid-1950s. The Flathead 6 engine produced approximately 115 horsepower, a figure that may have seemed adequate at the time, but quickly became insufficient as consumer expectations evolved and competitors introduced more powerful options. One of the most significant drawbacks of the 230 Flathead 6 was its poor fuel efficiency. Drivers often found themselves at the gas station more frequently than they would have liked, which was especially problematic during a period when fuel prices began to rise. The engine's power output was a critical concern. The lack of horsepower made it challenging for the Coronet to compete with rival models, particularly those equipped with more advanced V8 engines. Drivers often felt that the Coronet lacked the spirited performance they expected from a full-size car, which impacted its appeal. The flathead design was prone to overheating, particularly during extended driving or when carrying heavier loads. This issue not only diminished the driving experience, but also raised concerns about the long-term reliability of the engine, leading to potential maintenance costs for owners. The combination of low horsepower and an outdated design contributed to the Coronet's struggles on the road. Acceleration was sluggish, particularly when merging onto highways or climbing inclines, which frustrated drivers seeking a more dynamic driving experience. The flathead engine's outdated design also raised durability concerns. Owners reported frequent mechanical issues that required repairs, detracting from the ownership experience and leading to dissatisfaction among consumers. While the Coronet offered a spacious and comfortable ride, the driving experience was often marred by the limitations of the 230 Flathead 6 engine. The engine's inability to deliver adequate power left many drivers feeling as though they were piloting a vehicle that could not keep pace with modern traffic conditions. Although the interior design prioritized comfort and amenities, the Coronet's performance limitations ultimately overshadowed these qualities. Consumers began to desire vehicles that not only provided comfort, but also delivered a sense of power and excitement while driving. The 1956 Dodge Coronet was part of Dodge's efforts to maintain a competitive edge in the increasingly crowded automotive marketplace. However, the limitations of the 230 Flathead 6 engine hindered its ability to attract buyers who were looking for more robust performance. Feedback from consumers highlighted the frustrations with the Coronet's performance. While some appreciated the classic design and features, many were left wanting more power and efficiency, which ultimately affected sales and the model's reputation. In summary, the 1956 Dodge Coronet, equipped with the 230 Flathead 6 engine, serves as an important case study in the evolution of automotive design and engineering. While the Coronet aimed to be a family-friendly vehicle with stylish design and comfort, the outdated engine design led to significant performance and reliability challenges. As the automotive landscape evolved, consumers increasingly sought vehicles that combined style with power and efficiency. The Coronet's experience illustrates the importance of adapting to market demands and technological advancements. Number 3, 1951 Mercury 8. 1951 Mercury 8, a vehicle that represents both the innovation and limitations of early post-war American automotive engineering. Central to the Mercury 8's identity is its 255 Flathead V-Live 8 engine, a power plant that, despite its historical significance, faced several performance challenges. The Mercury 8 was introduced in 1939 and quickly became known for its stylish design and performance. By 1951, the Mercury brand was positioning itself as a bridge between the more affordable Ford and the luxury Lincoln models, appealing to buyers looking for a blend of style and performance. The 1951 Mercury 8 featured a sleek, aerodynamic body that was both modern and distinctive for its time. It boasted a spacious interior, comfortable seating, and various available options that made it an attractive choice for families and individuals alike. The 255 Flathead 5.8 was an evolution of the earlier Flathead designs, offering a displacement of 255 cubic inches. While the Flathead configuration was innovative during its inception in the 1930s, by the early 1950s, it was beginning to show its age as automotive technology progressed. This engine produced around 125 horsepower, which, while respectable for the time, was increasingly seen as insufficient for the larger and heavier vehicles in the Mercury lineup. The Flathead 5.8's power output was often deemed inadequate for a full-size car like the Mercury 8. Drivers reported that the engine struggled with acceleration, particularly during merging or when navigating inclines. This lack of power made the driving experience less engaging, especially compared to competitors that offered more robust engine options. One of the most significant problems associated with the 255 Flathead 5.8 was its tendency to overheat. The Flathead design, while simple and robust, struggled to dissipate heat effectively. This resulted in frequent overheating, especially during extended drives or when the vehicle was loaded with passengers and cargo. The overheating issues led to numerous complaints from owners. Many found themselves needing to stop frequently to let the engine cool down, which was particularly frustrating for those using the Mercury 8 for long-distance travel. This reliability concern detracted from the overall appeal of the vehicle. The cooling problems associated with the 255 Flathead 5.8 also led to increased maintenance requirements. Owners reported needing to regularly check and replace coolant and sometimes address leaks or other issues that arose due to overheating. While the Mercury 8 offered a smooth ride and comfortable interior, the driving experience was marred by the performance limitations of the Flathead V8. The engine's sluggish acceleration made it challenging to navigate busy roads, particularly in urban environments where quick starts and stops were frequent. The Mercury 8 was designed for comfort, with spacious seating and a quiet cabin. However, the performance issues often overshadowed these comforts, leaving drivers feeling dissatisfied with the overall experience. The 1951 Mercury 8 was intended to compete with a range of other mid-range vehicles. However, its performance issues became a significant drawback, leading some consumers to seek alternatives that offered more power and reliability. Feedback from drivers highlighted the challenges posed by the 255 Flathead 5.8 engine. While some appreciated the Mercury 8's design and features, many were left wanting more power and better performance, which ultimately affected sales and the model's reputation in the marketplace. In summary, the 1951 Mercury 8, equipped with the 255 Flathead 5.8 engine, serves as a fascinating case study in automotive history. While the vehicle was designed with innovation and style in mind, the limitations of the Flathead 5.8 particularly its underwhelming power and cooling issues, hindered its ability to compete effectively in the post-war automotive market. As we reflect on the Mercury 8's legacy, it becomes clear that the automotive industry was on the cusp of significant changes in engine design and performance. The challenges faced by the Flathead V8 paved the way for advancements in engine technology that would shape the future of American cars. Number 2952 Packard 200, 1952. Packard 200, a classic example of American luxury and innovation during the post-war automotive boom. At the heart of this vehicle lies the 288 inline-8 engine, a power plant that exemplified both the engineering prowess and the challenges of its time. We will explore the design and features of the Packard 200, examine the characteristics and limitations of the 288 inline-8, and discuss the broader implications for the automotive industry in the early 1950s. The Packard brand was synonymous with luxury and sophistication in the early 20th century. By the 1950s, Packard aimed to maintain its reputation while adapting to the changing market dynamics and consumer preferences for more powerful and efficient vehicles. The 1952 Packard 200 showcased a sleek and elegant design, featuring distinctive styling cues such as a long hood, expansive chrome accents, and a spacious interior. It was positioned as an affordable luxury car, aiming to attract buyers looking for both comfort and prestige. The 288 inline-8 engine was introduced as part of Packard's effort to provide smooth and powerful performance. It featured an inline configuration with 8 cylinders, displacing 288 cubic inches. While it was engineered to deliver a luxurious driving experience, it came with inherent drawbacks. This engine produced around 135 horsepower, which, while sufficient for many applications, was often perceived as inadequate in a vehicle of the Packard 200's size and stature. One of the most significant issues with the 288 inline-8 was its weight. The engine was heavy, which affected the overall weight distribution of the vehicle. This added weight made the Packard 200 less nimble and responsive compared to lighter competitors, leading to sluggish handling and maneuverability. The heavy design of the inline-8 also contributed to poor fuel efficiency. As the automotive industry began to focus on fuel economy in the early 1950s, the Packard 200 struggled to compete, with owners often expressing dissatisfaction with the amount of fuel consumed during typical driving conditions. Drivers of the 1952 Packard 200 frequently reported sluggish acceleration, particularly when merging onto highways or navigating steep inclines. The combination of the heavy engine and the vehicle's weight made it challenging to achieve the responsive performance that many consumers sought. While the Packard 200 was designed for comfort, the performance issues associated with the inline-8 diminished the driving experience. Despite its luxurious interior, the lack of power and responsiveness left some owners feeling less than satisfied with their purchase. The 288 inline-8 engine was not only heavy, but also required regular maintenance to perform optimally. Owners often reported issues with engine tuning and performance degradation over time, necessitating frequent service visits to ensure reliability. For many Packard 200 owners, the combination of weight, fuel consumption, and maintenance needs made long-term ownership a challenge. As the automotive landscape shifted towards more efficient and powerful engines, the shortcomings of the inline-8 became increasingly apparent. The 1952 Packard 200 was positioned to compete in the luxury car market, but its performance issues hindered its ability to attract buyers in a rapidly evolving automotive landscape. Consumers were beginning to expect more power and efficiency from their vehicles, and the Packard's inline-8 engine did not meet these growing demands. Feedback from owners highlighted the desire for a more powerful and efficient engine, which ultimately impacted the Packard brand's reputation. As competitors began to innovate with lighter, more powerful engine designs, Packard struggled to keep pace. In summary, the 1952 Packard 200, equipped with a 288 inline-8 engine, serves as a compelling example of the intersection of luxury and performance challenges in early 1950s automotive design. While the vehicle was designed to offer comfort and style, the limitations of the inline-8, particularly its weight, fuel inefficiency, and sluggish performance, hampered its appeal in an increasingly competitive market. As we reflect on the Packard 200's legacy, we can see how the automotive industry was on the verge of significant transformation. The challenges faced by the 288th Inline 8 laid the groundwork for advancements in engine technology that would shape the future of American cars, paving the way for more powerful, efficient, and responsive vehicles. Number 1954 Willys Aero. 1954. Willys Aero, an intriguing vehicle that reflects a unique chapter in American automotive history. At the heart of the Aero lies the 161 inline-six engine, a power plant that showcases both the innovative spirit of its time and the challenges that often accompanied early post-war engineering. We will examine the design and features of the Willys Aero, analyze the characteristics and shortcomings of the 161 inline-six, and discuss its broader implications within the context of mid-20th century automotive developments. The Willys Aero was introduced during a period when American manufacturers were trying to appeal to a changing consumer base looking for affordable and efficient cars. Willys Overland, known for its rugged military vehicles during World War II, sought to enter the passenger car market with this model. The 1954 Willys Aero featured a distinctively streamlined design, with a low-slung body and an aerodynamic shape aimed at enhancing fuel efficiency. Its design was quite different from the traditional rugged appearance associated with the Willys brand, reflecting a shift towards more modern styling. The 161 inline-six engine was a lightweight power plant designed to provide adequate performance while keeping overall vehicle weight down. It was intended to be economical, yet it faced significant performance challenges that detracted from the driving experience. This engine produced about 90 horsepower, which, while acceptable for basic driving needs, proved insufficient for the Aero's size and design aspirations. One of the most significant drawbacks of the 161 inline-six was its underpowered performance. The engine struggled to provide adequate acceleration, making merging onto highways or navigating steep inclines a challenge. Owners often found the driving experience to be frustrating, especially when carrying passengers or cargo. The engine's lightweight design did not compensate for its lack of power. Many drivers reported a rough and unrefined driving experience, with vibrations and noise detracting from overall comfort. The engine's inability to deliver smooth power delivery further exacerbated this issue. Another notable issue with the 161 inline-six was its susceptibility to carburetor problems. Drivers frequently reported rough idling and stalling, which significantly impacted the vehicle's reliability. These carburetor issues made maintenance more demanding and inconvenient for owners, leading to increased repair costs. The combination of a lightweight engine and carburetor issues contributed to a more complex maintenance experience. Owners needed to be vigilant about tuning and servicing, and many found themselves dealing with frequent repairs, undermining the car's initial appeal as a budget-friendly option. The engine's rough performance and tendency to stall had a profound impact on the overall ride quality of the Willys Aero. While the car was designed for comfortable commuting, the driving experience often fell short of expectations. Many owners found that the combination of power and smoothness needed for an enjoyable ride was lacking. The 1954 Willys Aero was marketed as an affordable, stylish option for budget-conscious consumers. However, the driving experience offered by the 161 inline-six engine left many dissatisfied, leading to mixed reviews and limited sales success for the model. The Willys Aero attempted to compete in the compact car segment during a time of rapid automotive growth and innovation. However, the shortcomings of the 161 inline-six engine hindered its ability to capture significant market share. Competing models from other manufacturers were able to offer more powerful and reliable engines, which diminished the Aero's attractiveness. Despite its performance challenges, the Willys Aero remains a notable part of automotive history. It represents an era of experimentation and innovation, as manufacturers sought to adapt to changing consumer preferences and the evolving landscape of the automotive market. In summary, the 1954 Willys Aero, powered by the 161 inline-six engine, provides a fascinating case study in the intersection of design, performance, and consumer expectations during the mid-20th century. While the Aero was visually appealing and economically designed, Its engine struggled with power and reliability, leading to a frustrating driving experience for many owners. As we reflect on the challenges faced by the Willys Aero and the 161 Inline-6, we can appreciate how automotive manufacturers continually sought to innovate and improve their offerings in response to consumer demands. The lessons learned from the Aero's limitations contributed to advancements in engine technology and vehicle design, shaping the future of American cars.